It was Christmas night while the world was sleeping. The bombs, they were dropping. You're watching Times XP. My name is Rityatri, and here we are not talking about a drill or a warning. This was a surprise US strike ordered personally by their president, Donald Trump. Target: Africa. Country: Nigeria. Enemy: ISIS. Yes, the Islamic State, not in Syria, not in Iraq, in West Africa. Let's rewind slowly and clearly here. On Christmas week, as churches prepared for midnight prayers and families gathered, US fighter jets, they were already in motion, and then the strike hit. Donald Trump went straight to Truth Social, no diplomatic language, no careful phrasing. In fact, he said ISIS was hunting and killing innocent Christians. Nigeria had failed to stop it and America was stepping in. Hell to pay. That was the message, loud and unmistakable. But you know why Nigeria here? This is where it all begins. ISIS is no longer just a Middle East problem. It has spread and embedded itself across Africa here. Now in Nigeria, ISIS-linked groups, they have been accused of targeted killing, church attacks, village massacres, in fact religious intimidation specifically against Christian community. Though Trump has been warning about this for months now. In fact, back in October, Trump made a dramatic claim. Christianity faces an existential threat in Nigeria. Strong words, right? Almost unheard from a US president, specifically about Africa here. And then came the threat: if Nigeria cannot protect the Christians, America will. Christmas, it changed everything because this was not a warning anymore. This was action. The strike were not isolated. Just days earlier, the US forces had bombed ISIS targets in Syria. Different continent, same enemy. And the message? ISIS has nowhere left to hide. And what exactly the US hit? Well, according to Mr. Trump, ISIS training zones, operational hideouts, terror leadership hubs, targets tied directly to attacks on the civilians. The goal, he said, was very simple. It was to eliminate the threat, protect the Christians, send a global warning. Now, this is a major shift because traditionally, Nigeria handles its own internal security. The US avoids direct strike without a host nation request, and Africa rarely sees headlines US strike. But this time, Trump bypassed intervention. But this matters globally. You know why? Because this is not about Nigeria. This signals a broader US war posture against ISIS worldwide. A religious framing of terrorism, Christians under attack, a Trump doctrine of swift and unilateral forces. No long debates, no UN resolution here. This is classic Trump behavior, just strikes. And the timing is not accidental as well. Christmas, symbolic, emotionally charged. The message to ISIS, the message to supporters, the message to allies. What happens next? That's the real question. Will Nigeria push back diplomatically? Will ISIS react? Will the US expand strikes across Africa? And most importantly, is this the start of a new global front in a war on terror?